Facebook world. Yes, it is your roving realtor and bon vivant with a special St. Patrick's Day edition of Conversations with Whomever. And today I have my protege, Sean Opinto, here celebrating St. Patrick's Day. And I am here with Ariella and Jake. Ariella, I am not even going to attempt to pronounce your last name. How do you pronounce it?
Wolkowicz.
Wolkowicz, just like I mentioned, Wolkowicz. And Jake Wood. That's easy.
You got that one?
That one's easy. So, Jake and Andrea, you tell me.
We also call her Ariella.
Ariella, that's it. Who's Andrea? Oh, Andrea is Chef Andrea.
Yeah.
Who I did a video blog with. Let's see. Today is St. Patrick's Day. So, do you think on this blog we should talk about Guinness? No, I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No. Harps? No, I don't think so.
Is Harps still a thing?
Yeah,
They still
Harps.
make that
Harps
stuff?
lager? Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think
Jamesons? You think we should talk about Jamesons? Nah.
so. Sweet inferior whiskey? No, thank you.
No, Shamrocks? No. You know what I think we should talk about on St. Patrick's Day? What could be more Irish than bagels? So today we're going to talk about bagels. So Ariella is the proprietor of Toasted. Tell us a little bit about Toasted. You Toasted, where do you bake? Where do you distribute?
Okay. So Toasted is my bagel company. I started it about 3.5 years ago. So we're based out of Napa, and I do the Napa Farmers Market. And I have wholesale accounts at Model, Hudson, Oakville, and Sunshine Grocery.
Ooh, Model Bakery.
Yeah.
You got to be like a superstar to get into Model Bakery.
I don't know.
I knew. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's talk a little bit about the bagel industry. The other day I was doing a little homework, and it looks like 200 million Americans have admitted to eating bagels. Does that sound about right to you?
I think so. I mean, they're popular. They're easy to make and prepare, I guess, to eat on the go.
So tell us, what distinguishes bagels from, Italian bread or, Asians eat rice? What distinguishes a bagel? What makes a bagel a bagel?
So traditionally, bagels need to be boiled. If they're not boiled before you bake them, they're not a bagel.
Okay.
They're like a soft roll with a hole in the middle.
Is that in salted water?
No, it is mine is in honey water. Some people use malt, or I guess some people also use lye in their water, but I just put a little honey in the water and boil them that way.
Okay, and how long do you boil them?
Between 30 and 90 seconds.
Oh, okay, and then you put them in the oven.
Yep, and then they go in the oven at like the highest heat it can be at, and they bake in about 10 minutes. They're quick.
Is that about 500 degrees in a normal oven?
Yeah, about 500.
Okay.
With the fan going, so that rips a little hotter than what you're going to find in your house. So you basically have to crank like a home oven all the way up to get there. Okay,
good. And by the way, Jake is one of the chefs at Auberge du Soleil up in the Eastern Foothills, right?
That's correct.
Very good. What's the story with Auberge? Are they open, closed right now? What's up?
We're doing our best to accommodate the guests that we have, and with everything else, we're playing it
by ear,
up to the minute, because I mean the landscape's changing so rapidly.
It is. But life goes on. St. Patrick's Day goes on at Porto Pinto. Okay, so Ariella, tell us a little bit about the different kinds of bagels that you have. We have a handy-dandy little mechanism here.
We do.
I'll turn it to you. And what's your most popular bagel?
So the most popular bagel is the everything bagel. So it has all the seeds on it: poppy seeds, sesame, salt, garlic, onion. Sell the most of that.
And what is the flour on that one?
The flour that I'm using right now is Central Milling. I just switched over from King Arthur to Red Rose Electra from Central Milling. So it has a little bit of a higher protein content. Makes the bagels a little chewier, a little denser than what I had traditionally had. So.
Okay, so that's your most popular. And what would come next?
The next most popular, I think, would be the plain. Nothing on it, just plain bagel.
Is that white flour?
Yes. Same
Okay.
flour.
Then next?
Next we've got sesame. Just tons of sesame seeds all over.
Okay.
No bad sides. Poppy seed, probably the least popular, but I think it's only because people are afraid of getting seeds stuck in their teeth. when they're out in public, but they always end up tasting really good. They come out great. So
Okay.
if you want to eat it in private, I guess that's your bagel. And then we've got the onion bagel. People tend to like that. Sometimes I switch it out with garlic.
Oh, okay. Oh,
So-
the onion's got to be tasty.
Onion's good though, yeah.
Yeah. And I could see my favorite one is coming up.
Yep. So we've got the pumpernickel bagel. So this is dark rye, and then it has a mix of whole wheat flour, some dill, some garlic, some onion, all mixed in there.
That's the Porto Pinto preference?
That is the Porto Pinto preference. I usually try to go for the most complex carbohydrates I can get. And we just consumed your spelt.
We did.
And how's that experiment going with spelt?
That's good. That was the first experiment. You ordered a dozen, so I made a dozen.
Yeah, and I thought it was appropriately crispy on the outside, soft on the inside. Mm-hmm. It had a nice natural sweetness to it. It had a nice chewiness to it. I liked it a lot.
Yeah, it's kind of like
flour functioned the way it should.
Yeah, it's like a plain bagel, but it has like the added bonus of being a whole grain.
Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit more of a complex carbohydrate.
Yeah.
And we didn't talk about this guy.
And then we have the rye bagel. So that's just
that's another one of my favorites.
Yep, I've got a rye bagel. I add some whole caraway seeds in there. It has a really nice flavor actually. Mm-hmm. And it's about 35% rye flour, and then the rest is just the standard bread flour.
So do you find people have a preference for going for more complex carbohydrates, or do they stick with the more traditional flours?
I think it depends on the person. I have been doing little experiments where I'll add like 5% whole wheat flour into the regular bagels. Some people tend to really like it. Most people don't really notice.
Okay.
But for the most part, the more popular ones don't really have any whole wheat in there or whole grains.
Yes. Now, as all of you know, I do have my opinions, and I am very vociferous in voicing them. And as you can see, Ariella and I worked very carefully. See, we could put the bagels strategically located between Ariella and Jake on the hole. I remember when I first bought a bagel from you, Ariella, I go, what the hell? These holes are too big. My cream cheese and my lox have fallen through the middle of the bagel. So am I all wet on that one? Is a traditional bagel got a bigger hole in it, a smaller hole?
It kind of depends on the region. I grew up next to Canada. I grew up in upstate New York, so we grew up with Montreal bagels. And those are like very skinny, and they have like a huge hole inside and just like a skinny little outside. But that's Montreal, and they're crazy.
And, well, they're crazy. This is not going to work for me. No.
And so I tried to do more.
You're not from Montreal?
No, I'm from the South.
Yeah, I was
Brooklyn.
Picking up
South
Alabama
Brooklyn.
or something, right? There we go.
So I did a hybrid bagel, so it's kind of between the really fluffy New York style bagels and the really intense skinny Montreal bagels. Mm-hmm. But the Montreal bagels tend to be boiled in honey water, so that's where I that's why I do that.
So if you look at this, I mean, that's a pretty fat bagel. I like that.
It's a hefty bagel, yeah.
Yeah. So that's intentional.
I think people do prefer that kind of sized bagel for toppings and spreads, and I think it works better.
Okay, so let's talk about what to... Now, whenever you eat a bagel, you're always going to slice it in half, correct?
Yes. I mean, unless you're a baby, but yeah. They just eat it as is.
Good. And so there's nothing fancy about cutting it vertically and putting a toothpick on it with some crudités and stuff like that. It's always in half.
I always do it in half.
Yeah.
I mean, it's up to you. But.
Okay, no, that's normal. Okay, so plain cream cheese, is that the most popular topping?
Yeah, plain and then chive.
Chive.
They're about equal. And then I have, at the markets, I have a spicy veggie cream cheese, and then I have a seasonal one, or a monthly one that I change every month.
Okay, and those specialty cream cheeses that you make for your dispensation at the farmers markets in person. That's not something that you sell in the stores.
I don't do wholesale cream cheese, but people, if they want a special order, they can get cream cheese with their orders.
Okay. And so cream cheese, now is it lox? Is it smoked salmon? What would you say the hierarchy of salmon products would be on a bagel?
I mean, I personally like the smoked salmon. What I sell at the market right now is just traditional lox. It's just cured. There's no smoking. salt, sugar.
The smoked salmon you get on a bagel, though, is not... I mean, it's primarily a cured product.
Right.
It only takes maybe a half an hour of smoke, if that.
It's a cold smoke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like even the stuff when you buy like Scottish smoked salmon or something, you're talking about like the soft sliceable, like topping like that. It's it's mostly in the cure. Well, it's cured.
Yeah.
Cured, but
Okay, so the lox is cured.
Yes.
And that's a combination of salt, sugar, vodka?
I don't use vodka. I have seen recipes for vodka, but it tends to work just as well without
Salt
it.
and sugar.
Salt, sugar, spices, yeah. Dill.
Okay, and what kind of liquid, if any?
There isn't any. It's actually, so you cover both sides in the mixture and then you weight it down.
Okay.
So I put there's plastic wrap and then there's...
the fresh fillet of salmon purges liquid into the salt and sugar brine. It actually pulls moisture out in its own thing. So when it's wrapped in a sealed environment and then pressed.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that 50-50 sugar, salt?
It's about, what is it right now? It's about 60-40 salt to sugar.
Okay. 60 salt, 40 sugar. You pat it down, you wrap it, and you put it in the refrigerator for 24 hours?
Actually, mine cures for about 2.5 days.
2.5 days?
Yep.
Okay. Should people try this at home?
Yeah, it's not difficult. Mm-hmm. It's very easy, and then you have your own cured salmon.
Okay, so we have cream cheese.
Yep.
Cream cheese with chives, maybe.
Yep.
We have smoked salmon, or we have cured salmon, lox. What else are you putting on it?
At the market, I do have 2 other sandwiches. I have a veggie sandwich, which it's kind of summery, but it works. But it has tomatoes and cucumbers and radish. What else on there? Sauerkraut. It's a red cabbage, ginger sauerkraut.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah, and
from a fellow farmer's market.
Oh yeah, that's from Samantha.
No, so that one's not from Samantha. I have another sauerkraut on a different sandwich from Samantha.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, good. Good. I want Samantha to be mad at me.
Yeah. I think I use her caraway sauerkraut on the winter veggie right now.
I have that in my refrigerator.
Yeah, so that one
now.
works well with the winter veggie.
Okay, so usually I use dill. Sometimes I'll use Samantha's desiccated dill.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll use dried dill that I get from Berkman's. You ever been over to the Sonoma Farmers Market? Yeah, Berkman is over there. He's got some nice dried herbs. I like capers, but quite frankly, I get a little lazy in the morning because, chopping and handling the capers actually takes a little effort.
Oh, I just throw them on their whole.
You just throw them on their whole?
The little ones, not the huge berries.
Okay. Do you do capers and dill? Capers or dill?
Usually it's just, in the lox sandwich, it's just capers. So.
Just capers?
Yeah.
How about lemon? Lemon juice?
Not at the market. It is in the lox cure, though. There's some lemon zest in there.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes if I'm really motivated, I'll put capers, I'll put dill, I'll put lemon zest, I'll put lemon juice, I'll really load it up.
The whole thing.
Yeah,
pretty classic combos to go with salmon and cream cheese right there.
Yeah.
That's that real straight down the line profile that became pretty.
Yeah,
that's why we all crave it.
Yeah, we give it a go. So let's talk about people are sequestered at home right now. Life goes on. I know you and all other food producers are under strict guidelines on what you can do and what you can't do in terms of deliveries. So how does your product get to people? How do the people get to your product?
Okay, so right now, as far as I know, the farmers market is still going on this weekend. That's what I heard the other day. But all of my wholesale is still operating, and then I am offering free deliveries within the Napa Valley if people want to order bagels through me online.
At a dozen minimum, right?
At a dozen minimum, yep. Yeah.
Oh, okay, very good. So if people are not in the Napa Valley, they're a bit out of luck.
A little bit. I can ship. I do ship through... it used to be called GSO. I think it's called GLS now.
Oh yeah.
So that's overnight, and it's maybe it's $15 depending.
Okay.
10 to $15.
And by the way, I always have my freezer filled with Ariella's bagels. I take them out 2 at a time. For Ellen and I.
They do freeze well.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't beat the smell of them fresh baked at the market and everything like that.
Right.
But they do freeze and hold extremely well, and when you need to stock up.
I think so. So if people want to get a hold of you, what would you say the 3 best ways of them contacting you are for putting in their orders?
Through my website, toastednapa.com, and you can email me through that, or through Instagram. Works well for me too.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Okay, so toasted.com.
Toastednapa.com.
Toastednapa.com.
Yeah, I couldn't get that toasted domain.
Okay, very good. Oh, they did, huh? Well, Toasted Napa works. Yeah. Okay, and of course you can always contact me because I see Ariella every week, every week, and I think I must have 3 dozen bagels in the freezer
really?
now.
Wow.
Yeah, because I never not want to buy any.
Oh.
So I always.
Okay, that's what I have too in my freezer.
That's right. So what is your particular favorite?
All right. So
Sesame bagel.
Yeah, sesame bagel. Personally, if I'm in like vacation mode, I do like it with peanut butter and jelly.
Oh,
yeah.
Peanut butter and jelly. I haven't done that. You know, there is a vendor or two that has like cashew butter.
Yeah, Handsome Carver.
Yeah, Handsome Carver. Yeah, he is kind of handsome. Is that his name, or is
that's
that
the name of his company?
Oh, that's not just what you call him.
No, his actual name is Alan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And of course, there's plenty of jams that are made and jellies.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Very good. And Jake, what's your favorite bagel?
I mean, you already nailed out the classic way to really go all out with the lox and the cream cheese on the everything, but I really like doing the rye bagel with
the rye bagel. Here we go.
And turning it into a Reuben sandwich.
Ooh, rye bagel.
Yeah,
rye bagel. Reuben sandwich.
Yeah, just turn it into a Reuben.
Oh, let's go there.
We like,
let's go there.
We like Reubens, we like bagels, and it's the best. It's the best
so, I will throw down the gauntlet right now on the Reuben, and my favorite local Reuben is the Bounty Hunter.
Bounty Hunters all the way, man. That's the only Reuben in town for me.
Yeah, it's open face. You know, if it's not open face, it's too sloppy anyway.
Right.
So
and they do the marble rye underneath, which is perfect. And there is the Reuben in town.
So take us through your assembly of the rye bagel with the way you do your Reuben. How would you do it?
Well, we've already talked about having 2 different ferments at Napa Farmers Market. 2 different people. It was Andrea and
no,
Andrea. What's her name?
We got Samantha. And Sal, but Sal isn't doing the market anymore. So
okay.
Samantha's got the corner.
Yeah, and Andrea is Chef Andrea,
right.
The Sicilian chef, of which we did a video blog the other day talking about the differences and similarities between Neapolitan and Sicilian cuisine. That was kind of fun. So, okay, so assemble that sandwich for us.
Well, you start with any version of your Russian style dressing or whatever.
Okay.
But to me, I always just do just kind of flash up an aioli, which I would probably do with spin some sun-dried tomatoes in there and a little bit of red wine vinegar because we are in Napa.
Yeah.
And then find some. If I don't make my own sauerkraut or ferment my own cabbage, I would find some like a nicer local version of that.
Like Samantha's caraway?
This caraway one is good, yeah.
Cabbage? Okay.
And that's going to go great with the rye and all that. And then we've got Genova in town, and I would probably go buy some cold cut pastrami from them.
On the cheese, would it be Gruyere, Jarlsberg, Swiss?
Yeah, if I can find like a real stinky Swiss, I'll go with that.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I do tend to go back to like Gruyere versus just your regular version of Swiss or cheddar, whatever. The Gruyere works every time, but if you can find a real funky Swiss,
Jarlsberg is pretty funky Swiss.
Yeah, if you've got access to that.
Oh yeah. And you finish that under the broiler to get the.
So I definitely toast the bread first because you are putting stuff on it and you don't want it to sog out.
You want it to hold up, yeah.
Right. And then, I use the broiler for a lot of things, and that's that's definitely one of them because you also don't want to break your salt like the Russian dressing if you make it the standard Russian dressing or if you just do like dressed up aioli, you don't want it to break under there. So if you just get the heat coming from on top to gratinate the cheese, your toast is already toasted on one side, your aioli doesn't break, it's in the middle underneath the sauerkraut, and then you're fine.
Oh, okay.
Or that's how I go for it. I mean,
Good. So let's see. Before we ask Jake a few things about Auberge du Soleil and what's going on in the kitchen over there, are there any parting shots on the world of bagels that you'd like to make sure we get in that we didn't cover?
I don't think so. Just that right now we're still kind of operating business as usual until we're told we can't.
Well, who's going to tell you can't? I mean,
exactly. I work for myself.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing that you and I have in common. We work for ourselves, and even though the rest of the world has stopped, our operations continue to go.
Yeah, and the supermarkets are out of bread, so...
Oh, are they out of bread?
When we went the other day, they weren't.
See, it's good. Listen, you call Ariella and you tell her you know me. It's good to know people. It's good to know people with bagels. Okay, very good. Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about that. Are you finding your demand is going up, and can you scale?
My demand right now is kind of...
Even keel?
Even keel, yeah. I think it'll definitely, hopefully, in the summer, it'll spike up a little bit. Trying to add some more wholesale, but it's just right now between adding more and hiring people, it's that kind of balancing act.
Yeah.
Where you either have to hire somebody right now and get them all trained up on it, and then set them loose so you can continue and build up the operation as it goes. But definitely something I'm looking at doing. And I'm hoping the market this year will be pretty busy. I'm already doing more now than I was during the summer last year at markets, so it should be an interesting summer, and hopefully soon a brick and mortar will fall into place.
Yeah, well, be careful about that. It's nice to stay lean and mean, you know.
Yeah, but you know.
I know.
That's a lesson of today, though.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, right now I'm like, I'm so glad I don't have a brick and mortar, but...
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I haven't checked the news today because there's not a lot of stuff that is meaningful. I know 6 of the Bay Area counties have pretty much shut everybody down.
Yeah.
But the last time I checked, Sonoma, Napa, and Solano were not shut down.
I don't think so. I mean, I think Napa's still open.
Was Solano still open?
I thought Solano was shut.
Well, maybe it did. I mean, I haven't listened to the news since this morning, and you know, half the time when I'm listening to the news, it's going in one ear and out the other because they're not saying anything.
Right.
But I do believe that a lot of places in Napa are open for business. I'm open for business. Ariella, you open for business?
I'm open for business, yeah.
Yeah, well, okay, so that... before I go to Auberge, I do want to... Now, don't you have some kind of like an advanced degree in bagel making or something?
I went to Johnson & Wales in Rhode Island, so I actually have a bachelor's degree. Technically, it says bachelor's in science, but it is in baking and pastry. Mm-hmm. But I never really did bagels at school, so this is kind of learned it on my own.
Did you go to Providence? Was that in Providence?
Providence, yeah.
With all my people, the Neapolitans.
Yes.
So you're an expert in Neapolitans.
Almost, if I remembered any of it.
It's the same as Sicilians, right?
No, they are not the same
really?
as Sicilians. Let me wax poetic a little bit on that. First of all, we got this COVID-19, coronavirus. Everybody's going berserk. Let me explain a couple of things to everybody out there. Okay, number one, my family is from the slopes of Mount Vesuvius. All 4 of my grandparents are from the slopes of Mount Vesuvius. The Neapolitans grow up looking at Mount Vesuvius saying, today could be my last day. That's their attitude. So they live every day like it is their last. Okay? And it's a good way to live. So, crisis is nothing big. They have crisis all the time there, or they expect it. Number 2, when we were kids, despite my youthful appearance, I'm going to be 69 years old this year.
All right.
And, it was all duck and cover. Duck and cover. Can you imagine being a little kid and all you hear is duck and cover for the nuclear bomb that's going to come? Okay, so you're going to hide under your desk at Sacred Hearts of Jesus and Mary, and that's going to save you from the nuclear bomb. So, my mindset, either from my roots in Naples or growing up under the constant threat of mutual nuclear annihilation, this is no big deal. My life goes on. Today I'm bringing out the single malt scotches, the Irish whiskeys, We're going to celebrate St. Patrick's Day. Life will go on. I will continue to buy and eat my bagels.
Nice.
Port Pinto is not prone to panic.
That's it. That's right. Porto Pinto shall continue. So let's take advantage of the fact that you're here, Jake. Jake Wood. I usually don't trust anybody whose full name only has 2 syllables. You know, you need more syllables in your name. How about like...
It's simple white people from Appalachia, man. They probably couldn't have handled much more than that.
All right, that explains a lot. That explains a lot. First of all, Auberge is a hotel. You have people in the hotel. You got to feed them, right?
That's fact.
Okay.
But before we get too far into that, though, while sitting here amongst 2 self-employed people, I am not self-employed. I work for a company, and as such, pretty much all the information I've already given. Like, we're playing it day by day and going with, you know, what the state and what the county gives us and everything like that, to the best of my knowledge. And you know, I'm waiting for updates the same as any other non-self-employed person does.
But right now, do you have occupancy in Auberge du Soleil?
There was.
At
the last I heard, it's been my day off.
Okay. Yesterday, there were people in the hotel rooms at Auberge du Soleil.
To the best of my knowledge.
Okay. And you and the kitchen were feeding them breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Once again, to the best of my knowledge, I've been. This is my weekend. I've been just reading emails. Yesterday that went down that way, but you know, we're all hoping, and you know, it's hospitality industry. We love to host people, so we hope we can.
Remember, you got to be a good Buddhist in a situation like this. Number 1, have gratitude for what you still have.
Right.
And number 2, recognize the impermanence of everything. Everything is impermanent. Despite the fact that I was the Cal Ripken of altar boys, they had to throw me out when I started growing a beard. You know, I was an altar boy.
2016 was a rough year, huh?
That's right. They threw me out when I was 65 years old. But, you know, everything's impermanent. This too will switch. And, you know, we're lucky that we're in Napa. Mm-hmm. And you know, everybody in the Bay Area is I mean, everybody in the Bay Area is lucky to be close to Napa and Sonoma and Monterey, where you have less traffic, less people, it's less impacted, it's more agricultural. And life goes on. So I think you probably have bagels to deliver now, don't you?
I mean, you know, at some point.
At some point, you're going to... Okay, very good.
There's always a bake or a delivery to make, though.
Yeah, tomorrow morning I have some, too.
That's it. So, Jake, we look forward to... you know, let me know what's going on at Auberge du Soleil.
When I hear it, you will.
Okay. And, you know, and if we still have a Napa Valley, we still have a Jake, we still have an Auberge du Soleil. You know, we'll do a video blog on all of those. Ariella, as always, I enjoy seeing you. I hope you're... brother returns to health very quickly. Your mother and father come visit us in Napa again. Your 2 sisters come in. And speaking of St. Patrick's Day, isn't your oldest sister getting married sometime soon?
Yeah, in October.
To who she claims is the only Irishman that doesn't drink and isn't sarcastic.
He is not a drinker, and he is super nice. Yeah.
Are you sure he's Irish? Have you had a DNA test done on him?
I haven't, but his name is Robert Leary. So
Robert Leary. Oh,
that's pretty Irish.
That's pretty Irish.
I think so. He's the only one. He's the only Irishman I've met.
He is a mechanical engineer, really? So I don't know if that changes anything.
In October. Very good. Very good.
So I'll be out of town for a couple weeks.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll look forward to your return. Yeah. But don't worry.
It'll be October.
Everyone
will forget by then.
I always got 3 dozen of your bagels in the freezer.
Yeah, I'll let you go through your stock.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, if people do put in an order, 24 hours in advance, 48 hours?
24 hours I prefer, and I don't deliver Wednesday, Thursday, normally.
Okay.
I am tomorrow, extenuating circumstances, but normally I don't deliver Wednesday, Thursdays.
Okay, very good, very good. All right, so how about that? St. Patrick's Day from Porto Pinto, talking about something very Irish, bagels on St. Patrick's Day, which I understand originated in Poland.
They did.
Yes.
That's what I hear.
Yes, and and do remember that despite how much I love video blogging, I actually conduct my living helping people buy, sell, and exchange real estate. And I will give you this message. One industry that is still carrying on full tilt boogie are brand new homes. Brand new homes. So if you're interested, I have access to thousands and thousands of brand new homes throughout the country. You can buy something that complies with the 2020 Uniform Building Code, coronavirus free, mold free, everything free except the house. You got to pay for the house. But the interest rates now, they got to be getting down to close to 3%. So this is going to be one of those moments where you're going to say, what was I thinking? I should have went ahead and done something. This Thursday, I'm going to be doing a Facebook Live on how to sell your $3 million house with a $200,000 basis and not pay any taxes whatsoever. So that is going to be very interesting, turning your equity in your big expensive house into an income stream, tax-free income stream, or for tax-deferred income stream for the rest of your life. So I'll be doing that probably about the same time, about 2 o'clock on Thursday with another Paisan, Paul Lesty. So thank you for watching, and that is all for now. Bye.